What if the first thought you have in the morning is the one that shapes your entire life? Not just your day, not just your mood, but your path, your mindset, your future. Every morning you wake up, your mind is like fresh soil. Whatever you plant in those first few moments will grow. Doubt, fear, resentment, they'll take root, but so will courage, purpose, and belief, if you choose to plant them. That quiet moment between opening your eyes and facing the world isn't small. It's everything. It's the space where your identity is built, day by day. And most people never claim it. They grab their phone, they check messages, they let the world enter before they've even entered their own mind. And without realizing it, they give away control, not just of their morning, but of their confidence, their energy, their direction. But this moment, this one you're in right now, is your opportunity to take it back, to start a habit that reshapes how you live. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need perfect clarity. You just need one decision, to speak to yourself with purpose before the world speaks to you with noise. Because what you say to yourself first thing in the morning creates momentum. It's not just a pep talk. It's psychological programming. Your brain listens, your nervous system listens, and when you begin with strength, you carry that strength through everything you do. You might think, that sounds too simple, but what if simple is exactly what you need? What if 5 seconds of focus at the beginning of your day could shift the way you handle stress, how you treat people, how you handle yourself when things go wrong? It's not magic, it's intention, it's presence, it's refusing to live on autopilot. You don't have to wait until your life feels perfect. You don't need a big goal, a big win, or a big reason to get up and go. You just need to decide that your mind is yours again. And that starts with the words you choose when you wake up. Every day is a battle between fear and purpose, between distraction and direction. And the ones who win that battle are the ones who train their minds before life trains them into submission. You're here because something inside you knows it's time. Time to wake up differently, to think differently, to choose differently. Because you know that if you start your day with power, you live your day with power. And when you do that consistently morning after morning, you change, you grow, you become someone you're proud of. So stay with this. Don't just watch. Use it. Let this be the moment you decide that your mornings will no longer control you. You will control them. Because when you win your morning, you begin to win your life, and that kind of momentum, it changes everything. Say it to yourself the moment you wake up. I am in control of my mind, and my mind controls my life. Let those words settle. Let them echo louder than the doubt, louder than the excuses, louder than every reason you've been giving yourself to stay the same. Your mind is the starting point of everything, not your job, not your circumstances, not your past. Your thoughts shape your choices, and your choices shape your life. If your thoughts remain scattered, negative, or stuck in yesterday's patterns, how can you expect anything new? Real change doesn't begin in the world around you. It begins inside, with the decision to take back your mental space. Most people wake up and immediately surrender. They let fear take the first step. They let old stories speak first. But not you, not anymore. You are not at the mercy of your thoughts. You are their author. You choose the direction. You decide the energy. You train your focus like a muscle. That's what control means, not suppressing emotions, not pretending to be perfect, but deciding which thoughts deserve your attention and which ones you're done feeding. Every time you interrupt negativity with intentional thinking, you rewire yourself. Every time you speak strength into your mind, you shift the direction of your life, whether you feel it instantly or not. Say it again. I am in control of my mind because it's easy to forget, easy to believe the chaos, easy to let stress become your identity. But you were built for more than just reacting. You were built to respond with clarity, to show up with direction, to lead yourself. That begins the moment you wake up, not when the pressure hits, not when it's already gone wrong, but when your eyes first open. That's your moment. That's your edge. That's when you program your mind to fight for you, not against you. And when you do this daily, it adds up. Your mind becomes less of a battlefield and more of a compass. You don't get pulled into every distraction. You don't let every setback define you. You stand in your power, not because life is easier, but because your thinking is stronger. You're not waiting to feel confident. You're creating confidence by practicing mental control over and over again. That's where resilience is born. That's how peace grows. That's how you stop spinning and start moving forward. So the next time a thought tells you you're not enough, not ready, not capable, respond. Replace it. Speak truth over it. You are not your fear. You are not your past. You are the one who decides what comes next. Own that. Let it ground you every single morning. Let it be the foundation you build everything else on. Because when your mind is clear, your actions are bold. And when your actions are bold, your life starts to move. This is your power. Use it. Tell yourself this and mean it. My past does not define me. My next decision does. You are not trapped in who you were. You are not a prisoner of old mistakes, past pain, or outdated beliefs. The past may have shaped you, but it does not own you. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are here now, standing in a moment of complete possibility. Right now, you hold the power to pivot, to choose again, to rise even if you've fallen 1,000 times before. Too often, we carry the weight of yesterday into the fresh light of today. We rehearse our failures like they're facts. We let guilt turn into identity, but you are not what happened to you. You are what you decide to become now. That decision, your next one, is more powerful than your entire history, because the past is fixed, but the future is still yours to shape. And that future begins the second you choose differently. When you stop repeating patterns and start rewriting your beliefs. That's when transformation begins, quietly, powerfully, within. You don't need permission to start again. You don't need approval to let go of what no longer serves you. All you need is truth, the truth that you are not stuck. You're not doomed to be who you were, and no matter what you've done, no matter how long you've believed you can't change, you can. Not because it's easy, but because you've decided that your life is worth fighting for. Because deep down, there's a version of you that's still alive, still waiting, still believing, and every brave choice you make brings you closer to that version. This is what personal power feels like. The ability to look at your past without letting it control your present. The ability to stop dragging old wounds into new beginnings. The ability to ask yourself right now, what kind of person you want to be today, and then move like you already are that person. Your next decision doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be honest, aligned, courageous, one small shift. One different reaction, one bold move. That's all it takes to change direction. Don't wait for everything around you to change. Start with you. Start with your words. Start with what you choose to believe about yourself when the world is still quiet. Say it again. My past does not define me. My next decision does. Let that truth hit your core. Let it burn through every excuse. Let it silence every lie you've carried for too long, because your story is not over. You're still writing it. And today is a blank page. Fill it with strength. Fill it with choice. Fill it with the power that comes from knowing you are not bound to what's behind you. You are free to create what's ahead. Tell yourself with full conviction, I deserve peace, and I will protect it today. Say it until it becomes more than just words. Say it until it becomes your standard. Because peace is not something you stumble upon. It's something you choose, something you build, something you defend. In a world that pulls you in every direction, that overwhelms you with noise, that demands your attention, your energy, your mind, peace is your greatest power. And it starts by knowing you're worthy of it. Not someday, not when everything is perfect, but now, right here, exactly as you are. You don't need to earn rest. You don't need to apologize for setting boundaries. You don't need to explain why you need space to breathe. Your peace is not selfish, it's necessary. Because when you protect your inner stillness, you move through life differently. You respond instead of react. You choose clarity over chaos. You bring presence into every room you enter. And when you have peace within, the world around you loses its control over you. But you must be intentional. You can't expect peace to show up if you keep allowing everything and everyone to occupy your mind without limits. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every invitation deserves your yes. Not every thought needs to be followed. Protect your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. Your mental space is sacred. Treat it that way. Guard it from negativity, from overthinking, from the pressure to constantly prove your worth. You are already enough. You don't need to hustle for validation. You don't need to be everything to everyone. You just need to be true to yourself. Let go of the weight that isn't yours to carry. Release the need to fix everything. Stop chasing perfection. Stop overcommitting to things that drain you. Say no without guilt. Say yes to what feeds your soul. You are allowed to choose calm. You are allowed to walk away from chaos. You are allowed to rest without shame. Because peace isn't passive. It's powerful. And when you claim it, you step into a deeper version of yourself. A version that doesn't need to scream to be heard. A version that doesn't need to control everything to feel safe. A version that is steady, focused, and unshakable. This is the shift that changes how you live. When you make peace your priority, everything else falls into place with more clarity. You stop wasting energy on battles that don't matter. You stop letting the outside world dictate your worth, and you begin to live from within, from intention, from grounded power. That's when growth accelerates. That's when you become unstoppable, not because you're doing more, but because you're finally aligned. So declare it now and carry it into every hour of your day. I deserve peace, and I will protect it. Let that be your filter, your compass, your shield. Let it be your quiet revolution. Say it with boldness. Today, I will take one bold step forward. Not a perfect step, not a flawless plan. Just one honest, courageous move in the direction of the life you know you're meant to build. Because too often we wait. We wait for clarity. We wait for motivation. We wait for the fear to disappear. But waiting is a slow death to potential. Growth doesn't come from standing still. It comes from movement. from decisions made in discomfort, from doing the thing even when your hands shake and your voice trembles. Especially then, there is something in you that's ready. You can feel it, a quiet pull, a pressure inside your chest that tells you you're made for more. And you are, but more won't arrive through wishing. It arrives when you do, when you stop running from the unknown and take a single, deliberate step into it. Fear will be there, doubt will whisper, but neither of those things are stronger than your decision to try. Not to impress anyone, not to prove anything, but because you owe it to yourself to stop shrinking. One step forward is all it takes to shift momentum. You don't need to see the whole path. You just need to move. Do the thing you've been avoiding. Speak the truth you've been holding in. Start the project. Set the boundary. Make the call. Apply. Show up. Begin. You've spent enough time in hesitation. Enough time analyzing every outcome. What if it fails? What if it's hard? What if you're not ready? But what if it works? What if it changes you? What if this one action unlocks a version of you you haven't met yet? You don't need confidence to take action. Action builds confidence. Every brave move you make reinforces a new identity. You start to trust yourself. You start to believe that you can handle more than you thought. You build resilience, and that becomes your edge. Not talent, not perfection, but the courage to show up again and again, especially when it's uncomfortable. That's what separates those who grow from those who stay stuck. Today is not just another day, it's a door. You either walk through it or stand behind it. You either step forward or stay where you've always been. No one else can do it for you. No one else can decide, but the power is already in your hands. All it takes is one move, one breath of courage, one act of defiance against your own fear. So don't overthink it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. This is the moment. This is the decision. Let this be the day you stop watching your life from a distance and start shaping it with bold, deliberate action. Tell yourself right now, today I will take one bold step forward, and then go. Speak this truth out loud and let it settle into your bones. I am not alone, there is strength in connection. You are not meant to carry everything by yourself. You are not weak for needing support. You are not failing because you feel overwhelmed. Somewhere along the way, you may have learned that independence means isolation, that strength means silence. But real strength is knowing when to reach out. Real strength is allowing yourself to be seen, to be heard, to be lifted when you can't lift yourself. We were made to connect, to build with others, to draw power from unity, not to suffer in solitude. There is someone who needs your voice, someone who needs your presence, and there are people whose voices you need too. No matter how capable you are, no matter how far you've come, you will always be more when you lean on others. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. When you open yourself to connection, you don't lose power. You multiply it. You allow new perspectives in. You allow healing. You allow love to move through you in ways isolation never could. When you believe you're alone, your thoughts become distorted. You start to believe you're the only one struggling, the only one afraid, the only one uncertain. But the truth is, we are all walking through something. We are all healing something. You don't have to do it in silence. You don't have to wear a mask just to survive the day. Give yourself permission to be human, to be real, to be vulnerable, and watch how your world begins to shift. Connection doesn't always mean crowds. Sometimes it's one conversation, one honest exchange, one moment of truth where you say, "I'm not okay," and someone simply says, "I hear you," that's enough to remind you that you're not invisible, that your pain matters, that your presence matters. The path to strength doesn't always look like pushing harder. It sometimes looks like letting someone walk beside you. Let go of the belief that you have to be everything for everyone all the time. Let go of the idea that you must earn love, that you must hide your scars, that asking for help is failure. It's not, it's growth. It's the first step toward real freedom. No one thrives alone. No one rises without being lifted at some point. And when you let yourself be lifted, you'll find that you have more strength to lift others too. Tell yourself every morning, "I am not alone." Let that truth quiet the fear. Let it break the walls you've built around your heart. Let it pull you out of isolation and into purpose. You are here to connect, to give and receive, to share this journey, not just survive it. Let others in. Let yourself be seen. Let love reach you. You don't have to carry it all. You never did. Say it with clarity and confidence. Everything I need is already inside me. You're not missing anything. You're not lacking some secret ingredient that only other people have. You're not waiting to be chosen. You're not waiting to be ready. The strength you seek, the courage you admire, the resilience you hope for, it's already within you. The world may try to convince you otherwise. It may try to tell you that you need to become someone else, chase something more, look outside yourself to find fulfillment. But none of that is true. The truth is simple and unshakable. You already have what it takes. You were built for this moment, not by accident, not by luck, but by every experience that shaped you, every challenge that tested you, every failure that taught you something deeper about yourself. Nothing was wasted. Nothing broke you beyond repair. You are here because you kept going even when it hurt, even when no one noticed, even when you didn't believe in yourself. That alone proves your power. And now it's time to stop waiting for permission to step into that power. It's time to stop hiding from your own potential. There is a voice inside you that remembers who you are, a voice that knows your worth, a voice that whispers truth when the world screams doubt. You've just been conditioned to silence it, conditioned to second guess yourself, but it's still there, and it gets louder every time you listen, every time you stop comparing, every time you stop seeking outside validation and start trusting your inner guidance. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are a force that hasn't fully awakened yet, but the spark is there and you feel it. What if today you stopped searching for answers outside of yourself? What if you stopped believing the lie that you need to become someone else to succeed? What if you looked in the mirror and finally saw what's always been there? Unshaken, unbreakable, unstoppable. You don't need more time. You need more belief. You don't need more validation. You need more action. The answers are already in you. The fire is already lit. The path doesn't start when you feel ready. It starts when you trust that you are. This is your reminder to stop underestimating your own capacity. You don't have to fake strength. You don't have to pretend. You just have to access what's already yours, that quiet drive, that untapped greatness, that depth of soul you've barely even scratched. Say it again. Everything I need is already inside me. Let that truth root itself deep within you. Let it become your foundation. Let it drown out every lie that says you're not enough. You are enough. You always were. And now it's time to act like it. Not tomorrow, not when it's easier, now, because now is all you've ever needed. Say this and let it echo through every part of you. This day matters. And so do I. Not someday, not when everything is perfect, not when you've achieved more. Now, right now, because this day is not just another box to check. It is a chance, a clean slate, a doorway to something greater if you choose to walk through it with intention. It will never come again. You will never get another version of this moment, this breath, this opportunity to show up for yourself. The world may rush by in a blur, but you have the power to slow down inside, to choose presence over passivity, purpose over distraction. You are not here to go through the motions. You are not here to survive on autopilot. You are here to live, to move with direction, to leave a mark. But that only happens when you stop treating your days like they don't count. They do. Every word you speak, every thought you feed, every action you take, it adds up, it compounds, it builds your character, it shapes your future. If you want to become someone you're proud of, it starts with how you live today, how you show up in the small moments when no one's watching, how you speak to yourself when the doubt creeps in. You matter, not because of your achievements, not because of your status, but because of your existence. Because your thoughts, your energy, your presence affects everything around you. You may not see the ripple immediately, but it's there. And when you stop minimizing your worth, you begin to carry yourself differently. You walk with intention. You breathe with purpose. You choose what aligns and you let go of what drains. That is the shift. That is the moment you take ownership, not just of your goals, but of your identity. This day is not something to endure. It's something to create. You don't need the whole plan. You just need to decide that it matters. And when you do, your actions change. You stop waiting for external motivation. You start building momentum from within. And every time you make that decision, even when it's difficult, even when no one claps, you grow. You grow into the kind of person who doesn't need circumstances to dictate how they feel. Because your purpose isn't passive, it's chosen, it's lived. This is not about chasing perfection. It's about presence. It's about waking up and declaring that your time has value, that your life is worth showing up for, that your voice, your strength, your progress, all of it matters. Say it and believe it. This day matters. And so do I. Let it become your anchor. Let it guide every step. Because the moment you start treating your life like it matters is the moment everything starts to change. Not just around you, but within you, and that's where your true power begins. Now breathe into this truth. Every morning is a new beginning, and I am here to rise. Not just wake up, not just survive the day, but rise with purpose, with fire, with full presence. Because when you open your eyes, you are not continuing from where you left off. You are stepping into a new chance to realign, to refocus, to rebuild. The past does not hold you here. You are not bound by yesterday's patterns. You are free to shift, free to choose, free to become something greater starting now. There is a reason you're still here. A reason you woke up this morning. Your life is not an accident. You are not random, and as long as you have breath, you have power. Power to shape your mindset. Power to change your direction. Power to decide how you carry yourself into this day. No one else can do that for you. No one else gets to control the way you rise. That is yours, and it starts with what you say to yourself the moment your feet touch the ground. You can speak defeat, or you can speak possibility. You can feed fear, or you can feed strength. Your mind listens, your heart listens, and your body responds. Everything begins with the thoughts you allow and the words you choose. If you want today to be different, you have to think different. You have to move different. You have to stop dragging old doubts into new moments. You have to stop reliving the same patterns and start creating new ones intentionally, fiercely, consistently. This is not about forcing positivity. This is about claiming authority over your inner world. You may not control what happens today, but you control how you enter it. With presence, with power, with the unshakable decision that you will show up as the version of yourself that you respect. The version that leads, the version that acts, not reacts, the version that builds, not breaks. That version is already in you. But you must choose it, again and again, especially on the days you don't feel like it. Rise means more than standing up. It means choosing not to sink back into excuses, not to be dragged down by doubt, not to let outside noise become your inner voice. Rise means doing the uncomfortable thing that moves you forward, saying what needs to be said, doing what needs to be done. Not because it's easy, but because it's aligned with who you are becoming. So say it with truth. Say it with power. Say it until your soul believes it. This is my morning to rise. Let it be your decision, not your reaction. Let it be your daily rebellion against staying the same, because you are not here to repeat the past. You are here to create something new, and it begins the moment you decide to rise, with strength, with clarity, with full ownership of who you are.